Good. So text number 9. Surun mitradi udasina madhyastha dveshya bandhushu sadhushyapi cha papeshu samabuddhir visishyate. So step by step is a higher level. What he does, because you may be able to see, okay, there is no discrimination between gold and stone. That's fine. But what about living entities? You will have discrimination. Oh, he's my friend. He's my enemy. He's a middle and a madhyastha udasi. No. So still further advancement is yogi regards honest well-wishers, affectionate benefactors, neutral mediators, the envious friends and enemies, the pious and the sinners, all with an equal mind. For him, there is no discrimination. He sees everything is everybody is same. Why he will see that? Question. How can you see? Because he can see that somebody is giving him a bouquet and a hug, and somebody is bringing, trying to cause him harm. But see, he sees everybody same. Why? He sees the soul within and Paramatma also within his heart. One thing. Second, here, online. Huh? Maybe. So point is, he is trying to see that all are trying to purify themselves. They are on the different stages. Are you getting me? Because every soul is fallen into this material world and is suffering. But some are, so friends are there, so they understood that actually there is, it is a good quality to become friends with everybody, not to harm anyone. But somebody who has not come to this stage, the lower stage, is the enemy. But at least human, some are the animal. So he sees everybody is progressing towards development. Development of attachment to Krishna or love of Krishna or progress. Progress, a spiritual progress, basically. That is why he sees even the living beings at same level. First level is seeing nothing as a normal metal or stone or gold, same. Second, the human beings. Sama buddhir vishishyate. The highest stage is yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasya sthita ekaki yata chittatma nirashit aparigraha. So transcendentalist should always engage his body, mind and self in relationship with the Supreme. He should live alone in a secluded place and should always carefully control his mind. He should be free from desires and feeling of possession. Now, just by this behavior doesn't make you transcendentalist. You know, seeing everybody same and all. This is morally you are good, but the highest level is this is required. These are good qualities. But the best quality is he should always engage his body, mind, and self in relationship with the Supreme, service to Krishna. Then he becomes comes to the highest stage. For that, he should, well, if he stays within the society, it's very difficult for him to control and to focus body, mind, and self in Krishna service. Why? There are lots of distraction, right? So Prabhupada writes that how um, there is always a chance that he will get distracted by his inmates and relatives, so many attachments. We have discussed last time. Atmajaya, Sudagara, Pashu, Dravina, Bandhushu, wives, children, possessions, you know, bikes, you can say, horses, and so many things. So he will be attached to that and then he won't be able to focus his actions and mind on Krishna. So Prabhupada writes very brilliant purport that how to now focus with the Supreme means there will be different divisions of transcendentals. One will come to the stage of Brahman, Paramatma, and second is Bhagavan. So Although Brahman and Paramatma are parts of absolute truth, so those who Gyanis and Yogis are also partially Krishna conscious. Again, they can understand this because they are not karmis or materialists due to activities, the activities. So who are they? Partially Krishna conscious. Like somebody has studied but he is not getting jobs. Sort of again. So purpose of study in the nowadays era is you should get a salary. I mean you should get something. So similarly, the Brahman and Paramatma realization does not give you full happiness, bliss, unless you come to Bhagwan's stage. So they are partially Krishna conscious and they are indirectly Krishna conscious. That means actually what is happening is the Jnanis, that is impersonalist, and the yogi meditators, they have two drawbacks. Drawback in the sense they can anytime fall back to material activity. That's why it is there indirectly Krishna conscious. Jnanis can fall because he has no engagement. Aham Brahmasmi, just knowing the Krishna's faithfulness doesn't give him engagement. We have discussed. Soul cannot live without engagement. If he has no higher engagement, then what will he get engaged with? Then get engaged. Either personal or extended. So that's why the Aruvya Krishnena Param Padam Tata Patantyadho Anadrata Yusmudan. So this Jnani may come back and he will do some social service. But that is also can't satisfy a soul because there is no Krishna's service to Krishna. And yogi will actually get enamored by the siddhis he will get. We'll come to the siddhis, 8 siddhis, how they are very powerful to, you know, attract the mind of even the realized person also. So that's why they are imperfectly Krishna conscious. So partially, indirectly, and imperfectly Krishna conscious. So actually, perfectly Krishna conscious person means he knows that my mission is to serve Krishna and satisfy Krishna. So Prabhupada, nevertheless, they are partially Krishna conscious, indirectly, and imperfectly Krishna conscious, but still, sooner or later, they will come to the highest perfection. Why? Because that's the ladder. You can't say, "Arey, ek chadga, do chadga, tisre pe nahi hai." If he continues, so bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prabhadya. So after many lifetimes, he will actually understand. Oh, Vasudeva is the the greatest. So sooner or later they will come. But for that, first business is transcendentalist means to control the mind and sense. Otherwise, he will no more transcendentalist or yogi. And the best way he can control the mind is engage in Krishna service. Otherwise, this mechanical process will bring him to another level of engaging the mind in higher sense. So Prabhupada writes that the control of mind will require two things. Why? What is that? Accept favorable and reject unfavorable. Yogis have to actually do that proactively. Oh, this is favorable. But in Krishna consciousness, it is automatically done because he is under dictation of Paramatma and the self-realized soul, that is the Guru. So Prabhupada writes, direct Krishna consciousness means self-abnegation, wherein there is a very little chance for material possessiveness. That means Jnani and Yogi actually identify themselves as a soul. I mean, there is a soul in the sense that I exist and I need happiness. But from the very beginning of this chapter, Prabhupada is saying that the Krishna conscious person, perfect yogi, His only business is to satisfy Krishna. That is self-abnegation. What does self-abnegation means? Means putting somebody over our own sense gratification. That means, oh, I can keep away my interest, but I have to satisfy Krishna's interest. That is the Krishna. So he mentions, Prabhupada mentioned Rupa Goswami's two verses from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. अनासक्तस्य विषयान् यथारन् उपयुञ्जतः निर्बन्ध कृष्ण संबंधे युक्तम वैराग्यम उच्यते. And prapanchikataya buddhya hari sambandhi vasuna mukshubi parityago vairagyam falgu kathyate. These are the two verses uh, clearly demarcating what is renunciation. True renunciation and falgu means false renunciation. The first verse actually gives that what is yukta vairagyam, that somebody, one who knows that everything is property of Krishna. So I will utilize everything in his service, and now I am not at all attached to anything. That is true yukta vairagyam. Second is falgu vairagyam, where vairagi. So he will not be, utilizing that for his own self, but he will reject hari sambandhi vasuna parityago. So he thinks he doesn't know that everything is property of Krishna. That's why he'll reject everything, and he will not utilize it for Krishna. That is falgu vairagya. So when you are not the proprietor of the anything, so how can you reject? How can you, reject that and become a renounce? Because nothing is in your possession. So one who knows the proprietor and utilizes it in his service, that is a perfect uh, renunciation. Okay. And therefore, a person in Krishna consciousness is a perfect yogi, Krishna said. So again, every purport Prabhupada is mentioning. So highest level. So you have seen first is material things, gold, stone. Second thing is living entities, friend, enemies, mediator. Third is the highest thing, those who have rejected everything material. He has good qualities, but his purpose is to engage in Krishna's service, Bhagavan. Okay, and he truly knows what is to be done. As a part and parcel, what is my position? So these are the three levels of realization: Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan.